Guess where we are now? We're in Birmingham Sellyoak, and we're here with Kamel Hawwash, who's standing as an independent. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming to Birmingham. You know, heading north for Londoners isn't an easy thing, is it?
Well, it's a bit north of Watford, yeah. But this is your area. You live around here,
yes.
and so you're not parachuted in. Has any one of the other candidates parachuted in?
Yeah, so I've been in Birmingham for 35 years, and I've lived in Northfield, which is only a mile away from here, for 34 of them. And I decided to stand in this particular constituency because the Labour MP who was here was called Steve McCabe, is called Steve McCabe, and he is chair of Labour Friends of Israel, who has defended Israel's barbarity in Gaza and in Palestine. So I thought, I'm a Palestinian, I'll stand against him and try and oust him. However, 2 weeks after the announcement of the elections, he decided not to continue, and the Labour Party decided to parachute in a former army colonel, Colonel Alistair Carnes, who won bravery awards for his service in Afghanistan, but there's nothing else on him on the internet. You will not find a single word about an opinion or a position he has taken. And of course, he won't have been a member of the Labour Party. So this is such a disrespectful act to the people of Sellyoak to impose someone with no connection. Nobody even knows which town he comes from. We think it's in the south. But why? There must be. This is the Birmingham City Council is the largest authority in Europe, local authority in Europe.
Right.
There are lots of Labour councillors. Surely they could have found someone locally who could stand with political experience, but no, they brought in a former army colonel, parachuted him in, and I have no doubt if he loses, he won't be coming to Birmingham again.
So civil engineering is your expertise.
That's my area.
And how long were you? Have you been studying and teaching that?
So my story is that I came to the UK at the age of 15. My parents put me on a plane, on a jumbo jet, on my own, no family, go and get an education. So I came at the age of 15, I studied English, then went to school, and then...
So you were on your own here?
Oh yeah, on my own, completely.
Wow.
And at a time where there were no mobile phones, if you wanted to have when I used to want to call my parents who lived in Saudi Arabia, you had to book a call a week in advance.
Wow.
So that's when I came. Of course, I was very homesick.
Wow, you must have been.
But after that, I went and studied engineering in Manchester at a university which doesn't exist in that name now, which is called UMIST, the University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, which is subsumed into Manchester now anyway.
Okay.
And then I got into academia almost straight away without going out and working, because at the time, the area I was researching, project management, was new. You might think this is crazy, but it was new, having certain frameworks and so on. And so I've been teaching project management and civil engineering since effectively 1987.
Wow.
A long time. And here I'm one of the longest serving academics at the university here in Birmingham.
How has the campaign been going? I mean, since you obviously weren't expecting the change of the candidate.
Yeah.
And also the very short notice. Now, no one expected it. We all thought it would be October, November.
Yeah.
How have you adapted to that?
It has been a major challenge for independents. For the Labour Party, for the Conservative Party, yes, we know they had to change the candidate here, but there's a machinery there. A machinery for selection. There are CLPs that almost work throughout the year. An independent comes in and they have data, and that's one of the key points about the parties. So they know the houses that support them. They can knock on them and bring the candidate because they think that'll be a favourable thing to do. Whereas the independent starts from zero. You have to knock almost on every door. You have to find networks that you feel will listen to you. You have to get your face known. And that's a big challenge. I think our campaign is going really well. It's a hugely positive campaign. I've got a fantastic team of people. I was on my own at the beginning. I now have a big team. I've got 2 women Muslim campaign managers who are leading my campaign. I've got people from every color and creed in the campaign.
Yeah.
They believe in me, which is first of all gratifying to me, but they are saying we can't continue with the broken two-party system. Here is an alternative, someone who is credible, not just an independent with no background. I've been I'm local, 35 years in Birmingham. I understand the problems that people face in Birmingham in general, and particularly in Sellyoak and Northfield where I live. So they feel that I'm a credible person to suggest people vote for. Sellyoak has 10% of the people of Birmingham, about 100,000 people. There are 80,000 who can vote. There are about 40,000 houses. So the knocking on each door is not realistic in 4 weeks. But what we do is we try and go into areas where we feel we can have an impact. People who've asked maybe for me to come round, we give them leaflets. They've had one through the Royal Mail, which everyone gets.
Oh, you've done that one.
And those who are really supportive then put up a poster, as they've got in a number of these shops here, including my local fish and chip shop, which is very supportive as well. This country says it's a civilized country. We are a civilized society. We have to look after the weakest in our society. And neither party is really committing to doing that. But I think a number of the independents will be pushing, whichever government it is, to come up with the goods to support the real needy and not to look at ways for more cuts. In Birmingham in particular, the Birmingham City Council itself is bust. It is bankrupt. And they're looking at reducing services and charging us 21% over the next couple of years in additional taxes. That shouldn't be happening. Central government should be helping the weakest, people who are unable to even attend, disabled people can't get transport. When it comes to that, daycare centers closing down, libraries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible that in such a civilized country, we are closing libraries down, which people use for reading, of course, and so on. But people come in who haven't got a computer, who haven't got a printer, they use them to apply for jobs, as I found when I spoke to the Sturchley Library here. The librarian was telling me, this guy was really upset. He came in while we were talking, and they were closed, and he said, oh, I've got to get my application off for a job. I mean, this is where the country is. Yeah. So we need something different. And like you, I hope the two-party system is apparent to people is broken. If no independents are elected this time, then we'll have this system for the next 50 years. And therefore we need to break it, and the way to do that is to bring a number of independents. What I've also detected about the quality of the independents is there's a very high quality of independence. I think if you go back over the last 50 years, some people who've just decided to put in the deposit and so on have not been credible, but there are a number of really credible candidates with either political experience or real life experience, campaigning on issues, not just on Palestine, their work environment. They know how to identify a problem, how to try and formulate a solution to it, and then how to present it to people. And they're not people who've just gone in and been on a work experience with an MP, then continued as an intern, then became a researcher, which is what a lot of them have done to become an MP.
Well, they're really going through these houses, aren't they?
Yes. And they're having good conversation.
Look, he's got more there. He's smiling.
Yes.
He's
found someone we know.
6. He's got 6. 6 votes.
Excellent. Well done.